All right, hey guys, this is Timothy with the Echo Boom Balm, and right now I am at my father's property. He kind of lives outside of Lubbock in a kind of a community with a lot of people, and he has a very productive property. He grows crops, has plants and animals. That's him right there. His name is Stan Smith, and he's a professor of mathematics and physics, and I believe they're adding engineering at South Plains College. But there's been a lot of talk about tornadoes right now because of what's happened. And I wanted to show you kind of what my dad's done building kind of a reinforced structure. They've done some research on this at Texas Tech, if you want to briefly describe that.
Yes. Well, at any rate, Tim, it's good to be with you and your audience here today. And of course, if you live in West Texas, one of the primary concerns that you have is having to live in, I don't know if it's Tornado Alley or Valley, but anyway, in dealing with tornadoes. Just like if you were in California, earthquakes would be a monthly or yearly reality that you just have to live with. Anyway, I really enjoy West Texas, the nice blue skies, but sometimes it does get windy out here, and then at times we do have these destructive windstorms called tornadoes. And I was very fortunate having my undergraduate degree in civil engineering at Texas Tech University. I actually had James McDonald and Kishore Mehta, who are eminent, world-renowned researchers in the destructive nature of tornadoes. Here, I think it's the Wind and Energy Research Center, which is at Reese Center over here on the Texas Tech facilities out there at the Reese Air Force Base. But anyway, what I did is in my own kind of ideas and design, I have in the main body of this building, I have two parallel walls of concrete block, which I think you were taking shots of earlier.
Yeah, if you'll give me a second, let me show you the cross section.
Show that.
This right here is, you can see there's one right there, and then you have another. Between that, you have a concrete kind of barrier. And for those of you who are kind of unfamiliar with concrete block, that's kind of what it looks like. I realize some people may not have seen that before. You can see that when you build it on a wall, there's these holes. And what my father did was he put rebar between each hole on this outside wall, and then he filled it with concrete.
Yeah, and then rebar in every other one.
And then on this one, he put it in every other one on the interior and then filled it with concrete. Now between, and this is kind of interesting, between the wall right here, this concrete barrier between it, he actually stuck rebar in a kind of an X.
Yeah, let me show you.
Go ahead.
Back up and get a good view. Now this wall was poured in two parts. In other words, we went up 4 feet and filled it with concrete, had dips in it, so we knew we were going to have another future for it, and then went on up to the top, and then filled it in. I had to get a concrete pumping contractor to actually pump concrete up in the air to do that. But we just had a conventional, for the first half, conventional concrete truck, and it was filled. So in this, the rebar inside that center fill, we have rebar that is going like this. Develop some lateral, shear strength in sideways motion. It may be a little bit of an overkill, but these two walls are connected about every 2 feet with rods that go connect the two walls, and then in that middle fill that Tim was showing you, you have rebar that's going like this, and then on top you have another set of rebar crosses that were put in that way. And then later on we filled it. So right now I have my primary building, which is about 1,500 square feet, which essentially is not just a safe room, it's a safe house. And of course what we're in right now are some, I call them pods. They're like exterior rooms. They're really enclosed patios is what they effectively are. And if you notice, there's no roof on them, so a tornado wouldn't be taking these off. And you can come out and enjoy the night sky or the day sky and sun yourself. And you don't have to, even if it's very windy, which it gets to be in West Texas, you can still enjoy the weather. So I kind of like that. I have some big windows, which I'm going to put shutters on. But anyway, it's still being under construction. But this is what it is. And like I say, I really am thankful for the kinds of things I learned at the university. in being able to do this kind of thing or start this kind of thing. Some of it's I've learned as I've gone, but I thank you, Dr. Meadows and Dr. McDonald and all the other professors in the CE department and also in the physics department that I studied that later, and try to do these kind of things and understanding a little bit of what I'm doing, hopefully.
And the goal, of course, I mean, this would, this is going to be really sturdy against your probably lighter tornadoes like F1, F2, F3. The bigger tornadoes, and again, this wouldn't be sitting there and advising anyone to, oh yeah, stay in a really protected home. The best place to be in a tornado is underground, obviously. But the idea is that you're looking at a structure that for the smaller tornadoes, with granted a few exceptions of like a direct impact, picking up a semi and smashing it against the wall, it's it's going to be very durable. And but they did this example at Texas Tech at the mall here when I first arrived. My dad and I, we saw them. They fired 2x4s against just a conventional brick wall, and it would just punch them right through at 200 miles an hour or something that a tornado would usually do. But these reinforced walls, the 2x4 just bounced off, and so you have it, as you can see, reinforced twice. So that's just kind of the deal. And I realize this is like very, very off topic for the post. It's not on Echo Boomers, but hopefully this kind of gives you some ideas of how people are, preparing against tornadoes. There's a lot of other ideas out there, so keep that all in mind. Otherwise, you guys have a great week.